everyone, my name is Francesca. I first came to Korea in 2018 and I'm a student in Korea now. At first, one of my friends showed me a Korean song. I've always loved learning languages and Korean was really interesting to me, so I really wanted to study Korean. Yes, 5 times or 6 times before moving. Yes. When I first came to Korea, I noticed that, of course, everything is really different from Germany. What I really like is that everything feels a little bit more like a community here in Korea. Like you share food or I don't know, everything feels a little bit more included. And for me, because I'm German Italian, so my dad is from Italy, and Italy feels the same, and Germany doesn't. So I really like that point about Korea. I was just at first my parents didn't understand it. My dad said, if you want to study in another country, then just go back to America or go to the UK. Why does it have to be Korea? But after I came back and I went to Korea again and again, I think they slowly started to understand that there has to be something about Korea that is really interesting, and they actually bought plane tickets to come visit me in December if the corona situation gets better. Yeah. So I think now they are interested in Korea too. Of course, they were scared at first, but when they saw how well Korea handled the situation and how Germany handled the situation, later my parents said it might be even better if I stay in Korea. Also, when I was in high school, I had a lot of friends who were also interested in Korea. Back then, I liked K-pop and my friends liked K-pop too. So most of my friends didn't really think about it too much. They said, wow, I want to go too. And then as I stopped being into K-pop as much, and when I went to university, most people just thought it's cool, but it's not something they want to do. But yeah, my friends are really supportive. I took 2 classes on Korean culture and Korean history, and I feel like I know more about Korean history than my boyfriend. I always tell him something and then he's like, oh really? I didn't know that. For example, did you know that in the Joseon dynasty, they had this idea that in Han River there's a dragon, like there's a dragon living in Han River. So whenever there was a drought, so if there was no rain and like the vegetables and fruits were dying, then they had this idea that the tiger and the dragon have opposite energy. So when they come together, it creates a storm, and the electricity creates like a storm, and then it rains. So it would make water. So what they would do is they would raise a tiger, and then when it was time for whenever they needed rain, they killed the tiger and they threw the tiger's head in Han River, because they thought the tiger means fire and the dragon means water. And then they thought that the tiger and the dragon are fighting and it produces rain. I think the most amazing thing for me is when the Korean alphabet was invented. It's so amazing to me how someone can come up with this, especially because Korean is the only language in the world that if you would like cut your face in the middle and look at the position of your tongue from the side, it looks like Hangul, it looks like the characters. So every character looks like the position of your tongue when you say it. And I'm just like, how is it possible to make a language like this? It's really amazing. 1 day or 2 days. Reading is really easy because there are not a lot of characters. Oh, so now I'm a student, and I think for students Korea is amazing, but later my boyfriend and me, we want to live in Europe. Yeah. So in the future, because I want to do forensic linguistics, which is a very specific topic, and Korea is not really advanced in this field. Forensic linguistics, like in the language that is used to solve criminal cases, like for the police. Oh, no. Forensic linguistics, they don't talk to criminals. We just look at what they write. Yes, I think so. So in Europe, you're basically expected to have studied abroad. It's like a must-have. So usually, it doesn't matter what you major in, people just expect you to study at least 1 or 2 semesters abroad. So my major actually says I have to. It's mandatory to study abroad. So I think it's really helpful, and especially because German people usually think that Korea is a really great country and that the working culture is really amazing and the technology and it's really well developed. So I think that it will be really useful if my further employers see that I studied in Korea. After I came to Korea and I go back to Germany, then I feel like everything is a little boring. So I like that there's always something you can do. It doesn't matter what day it is or what time it is. And I like that, like in Germany, when my friends call me at, I don't know, 7 p.m. and say, hey, should we meet? And they say, are you kidding me? It's so late, I'm going to bed. But here in Korea, people call you at like 11 or midnight and they say, hey, you want to go to like drink something? And then I'm like, yes, let's go. Yeah, that could never happen in Germany. Maybe rush hour in Korea is really bad. Yeah, I hate taking the subway or the bus during rush hour, so I usually avoid that. But as for like bad experiences, I think I'm really lucky because I haven't had any really bad experiences in Korea so far. So yeah, I guess I'm really lucky. Of course, I want to improve my Korean. Korean is really fun, but it's really hard because the language is so intertwined with the culture. There are many things about Korean that you have to culturally understand in order to use the language properly. So that's of course my biggest goal. Yes. I feel like Korea is a couple country. So at first I saw couples like wearing couple look and I thought like, oh, what is that? But now I really like it and I do it too. But when I first arrived, you know, Korean couples usually celebrate like 100 days, 200 days, and at first I thought it's a little weird because 100 days is not a lot. So I felt like, why are you celebrating that? That's so little. But now my boyfriend and me do that too. Like we had our 700-day anniversary 2 weeks ago, and of course, yes, I was excited. So I think like I kind of got influenced by Korean couple culture. Everything here is couple. Yeah, you can get couple phone contracts, couple outfits. Germany is not like that at all. Yeah, so I feel like it's a little sad for Korean couples who come to Germany. Yes, I like it now. I like it a lot. I think Korea is already really well developed and a really great country. So I'm really looking forward to how Korea will develop in the future, and I think Korea is becoming more and more open towards many things, and I think that Korea's future only holds amazing things, yes. So today we talked about why I came to Korea, and I hope you liked this video, so please give it a thumbs up or write something in the comment section, and see you next time.